Cheers lads, how are we going? It's a Thirsty Thursday video. That means it's 10 minutes of bollocks. Jumping on the bandwagon once again. I done the 10-minute video last week or 2 weeks ago, and you would have seen me drinking this beer, which is my fruited Berliner Weiss. Immediately previous to that video, I literally on the same day, I had videoed my tasting video of this. I'd recorded my tasting video of this, and that was meant to go on the end of the grain to glass video. Unfortunately, all of that footage has disappeared, just in the smoke, just gone. So I don't have a grain to glass video for you. I don't even have a full tasting video because halfway through the video I got a text message on my phone, so I stopped to read it because it was important, and then I re-recorded. I started recording again and it was all gone. So I don't know what the crack is. I could talk to you through this beer, but without a grain to glass video there's not really much point. It's a Berliner Weiss, it's wheat, and it is Marisauder probably. There's melon huel hop, very little, and then there is a huge amount of raspberries has gone into this, and I have used fully sour. So carbonation's dropped off quite a bit. I don't know whether I've got a leak in the system. I'm going to check that in approximately 8 minutes time. But it is a nice beer. Yeah, a nice raspberry flavour, obviously. I mean, there's about 3 kilograms, maybe more, of raspberries in this in a 19-litre batch. You do get the sourness coming through, obviously, from the Philo sour, the Philly sour, from the lactic acid that was created during fermentation. And that's kind of dialed back a little bit from the initial tasting. So it's a more balanced beer now. It's nice. It's a nice sort of thirst quencher. And it is, I think it's about 4%. I think that's what I said, something around those lines. So yeah, that's you up to date with the Berliner Weiss. So coming next, I have footage of a brew day. I wanted to brew a lager. I always want to brew a lager. It is my Albatross, it's my Moby Dick, it's my, I don't know, it's something I've chased after for a while. I've tried all the cheating ways, I think I've said this in the last video, using Voss and using Lutra and, pressure fermenting, not pressure fermenting, all that nonsense. So I brewed a lager, loosely a German Pilsner, and it is going to be using 100% Saaz as the hops. Oh, excuse me, 100% Saaz as the hops. And I'm doing it the sort of almost traditional way. So I got some yeast from Crossmillouf, my first time ever using them. Recommend, based on customer service and speed of delivery, etc. Recommend them guys, particularly if you live on GB. You'll probably save a bit in shipping costs. I bought a load of hops. I think you've seen already. You bought a load of hops from them, a load of yeast, and but yeah, so it was the first time, second time using the yeast. So yeah, so I used some Saaz and 94% Pilsner malt, and the rest was made up with carapils for a bit of head retention. It was meant to be a smash lager basically, but then I just decided, you know what, I know what Pilsner tastes like, so I'm just going to add some carapils, literally just for head retention. So yeah, that's in the fermenter. It has been fermenting at 12 degrees for about just under a week now. I took a sample about an hour or so ago, and it is down to 1020 on the gravity reading. I can't remember what the proper gravity reading, the original gravity reading was, but Brewfather tells me about 56%, so we're getting there. I'm going to ramp the temperature up starting from Monday over the course of about 5 days to about 20 degrees, so an 8-degree increase for 5 days. Do the maths, I don't care. And then hold it at 20 degrees for 5 days, cold crash it, put it in a keg, fizzy it up, and gelatin probably, because it's lager and I want to be nice and clear, and then lager it for a while. We're towards the end of August now, so it's not going to be a summer beer, it's going to be a winter lager. And again, I reckon it's probably going to be about 4 to 4.5%, something like that. It's currently sitting at 3 point something, I can't remember. So yeah, so that's that. I do have a spare ferment. Well, I've got a few spare fermenters sitting there ready to go. I have a lot of grain and a lot of hops. So I just don't really know what I'm going to do next. I do have an empty keg though, so if the lager's already accounted for a keg, so it's an empty keg that's accounted for the lager. I have another empty keg, so I need to put something in there. I was not going to do another brew day here, but I kind of want to. I kind of want to keep it going, you know. So what am I going to do? I want to do a showstopper. I want to do something a bit really good. I done that Mosaic and Citra a wee while back. Did I do a grain in the glass? Not, I think I did. And it's a very nice beer, but it's not a showstopper for me. I think I done 100% Maris Otter in that, even maybe, I don't know. So I have a few beers in mind that I want to do. I'll always say I'm going to go back and do the full Ulster one again. It was a really nice beer, and the beer it's based on is really nice. So I really want to do it, but do it differently, do it better, for want of a better word. I haven't made it. Well, I've made a different version of it. It wasn't very good, but I haven't made it in about 4 years. I've never done an Imperial IPA, and that was for a long time as my favourite beer style, and I've never done it. So I'm thinking, which is dangerous, but I'm thinking that might be my showstopper for the end of this year. You know, a nice 8% IPA, loads of hops, bitter as you want, you know. What are we talking, 90 to 100 IBUs, something like that. And then I'm sort of tempted to do a NEPA again. I done one a couple of years back and I really liked it. But I had the problem with the water situation. Well, now I've solved that water situation with the filtery thing, the reverse osmosis, that's what it's called. So I thought maybe that's something I could revisit, buy some, like I have loads of hops, I have loads of suitable hops, so I can do that no problem. So yeah, and then I'm going to do a stout for St. Patrick's Day this year. I'm not going to do the whole stout series because it didn't work, but I do have something that I wanted to do whilst I was doing that that stout series, which I think is going to be fantastic. No clues, no spoilers. And then obviously I always want an Irish Red. So depending on how the lager goes, maybe I'll do an Irish Red with lager yeast, something like that. I know it can't be done that way, so that'll be a nice experiment. But then apart from that, I'm looking forward to moving into the new brew space, which is coming soon. Complete change of plan on that as well, actually, but that's probably for another video. So yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's my 10 minutes up, more or less. So all that remains for me to do is sink this. Oh, it's bitter, hey. Cheers, lads.